Welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health, brought to you by NAFDAC, the agency that is in charge of the control and administration of food, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment in Nigeria. I am Amanda Ugo. On today's edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, we begin with the good news supplied by the NAFDAC Director General in a press conference recently, which was the addition of Sulphadoxine, Pyrimethamine tablet, a malaria medicine produced by Swiss Pharma Limited, to the list of the World Health Organization's pre-qualified products. And then in the second segment, we'll bring you details of the recent visit of the governor of Benue State, Prof. Hyacinth Alia, to the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, and the Regulatory Agency's office in Abuja to discuss collaborations towards safeguarding and enhancing the health of the people of Benue State. Steadfastness, unwavering commitment, and total dedication to quality service delivery has been the hallmark defining the operations of NAFDAC in the agency's drive of delivering on its mandate as bestowed upon it by the Act of the Nigerian Parliament. The agency, particularly under the leadership of the current Director General, as a result of its focused and purpose-driven regulatory policies, has consistently continued to garner exponential strength and recorded unprecedented achievements. Chief among these groundbreaking achievements is the attainment of Maturity Level 3 as approved by the World Health Organization. This repositioned NAFDAC on the global area of regulatory bodies. This achievement for NAFDAC is a challenge to aim for higher and greater pedestals, and by this, the agency's regulatory policies and directives have been such that will launch the agency to greater heights. Indeed, these have been producing desired results. Quite obvious among these results is the addition of a drug produced by Swiss Pharma Limited to the list of pre-qualified medicines on the 2nd of May 2023, a feat which was unprecedented. It was with great delight the NAFDAC Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, during a press conference at the agency's office recently, announced another pre-qualification of a drug produced in Nigeria.
The current administration had, for the 18th time, reiterated its commitment to formulate policies targeted at enhancing capacity of local drug manufacturers that meet global good manufacturing practice standards. These several regulated directives, which include 5+5 policy, the expansion of NAFDAC's ceiling list, new policy on establishment of pharmaceutical plants in Nigeria, the centralized GMP inspection for pharma plants have convinced us beyond any reasonable doubt that we are headed in the right direction to assure improved competitiveness of Nigeria pharma industry in the global space, while projecting towards self-sufficiency in production of essential medicines. So it is very pleasing. We're delighted to inform our stakeholders and the teeming Nigerian public that WHO Pre-Qualification Unit has pre-qualified yet another product, Sulphadoxine Pyrimethamine tablets, from the same manufacturer, Swiffer, and is now added to the list of pre-qualified products in the WHO platform. This makes Swiss Pharma Nigeria Limited the first indigenous manufacturer in Nigeria to achieve this laudable feat in West and Central Africa. It is the only company in West and Central Africa to have the first two pre-qualified products. This is no doubt the outcome of meaningful collaboration between Swiss Pharma Nigeria Limited and NAFDAC, as well as a systematic implementation of policies earlier mentioned. policies or regulated directives created by NAFDAC. With this achievement, SWIFA has added another first to its arsenal of firsts. Being the first manufacturer to be recognized by the WHO as operating at an acceptable level of compliance in West Africa in 2013, that is Swiss Pharma, the manufacturer is now also the first manufacturer of finished pharmaceutical product to attain pre-qualification of 2 medicinal products. Our designated GMP inspectors in NAFDAC provided immense technical support prior to WHO's site inspection for the pre-qualification process. And NAFDAC has provided valuable insights into objective review of what is called corrective action, preventive action. This is what we give to a company if we go to inspect before WHO comes, to ensure that by the time WHO comes, they will have corrected those actions. This is aside from several face-to-face meetings, phone calls, virtual meetings with key personnel of Swiss Pharma Nigeria Limited.
The Director General of NAFDAC explained that the achievement is an affirmation of the firmer footing gained by the Nigerian pharmaceutical industry.
This additional feat, without an iota of doubt, has reinforced our belief that with the right attitude, collaboration, synergy, and appropriate regulatory directives, Nigeria pharma industries can become a force to reckon with in the Committee of Nations. With this achievement, SWIFA has undoubtedly become the trailblazer, a global supplier of quality essential medicines for public health program, and is set to improve its share of the pharma market.
For clearer understanding, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye explained the difference between a pre-qualified medicine and those that have not attained the status.
The difference is the fact that for pre-qualified products, additional requirements are asked from WHO, such as bioequivalence. For those that were here earlier, bioequivalence is a process, or is a phenomenon that shows that a generic product has the same or similar time to get to the blood faster, similar time to get to the peak of concentration in the blood, similar time as that of the innovator. Because, like I mentioned, innovator product is made by companies for the first time as a new molecule. They use a new molecule and develop, but they put intellectual property protection on their product. For 17 to 20 years, nobody should copy their product. That gives them a long time to control the market. After 17, 20 years, generic companies, copycat companies will start copying, or can start copying the product or the technology. So the fact that you have the same drug in the same dosage form, tablet, syrup, or whatever, doesn't mean they will act the same way in the body. Because it is not just the drug in the tablet of the innovator or the generic, it is all the other non-active ingredients, we call them excipients, that could interact and slow down the release or modify the release of the generic. So that is why additional requirements is needed or is asked, and that additional requirement is bioequivalence. What has distinguished this product that we are celebrating the approval is the fact that they were able to convince WHO through bioequivalence study or data provided that there is similarity between the innovator and their own generic product.
The NAFDAC DG concluded by encouraging pharmaceutical companies working towards the same goal, pledging the support of NAFDAC.
As we speak, there are many other companies, Nigerian local manufacturers, that are working towards the same goal. The top management of NAFDAC hereby encourage other well-meaning local drug manufacturers to emulate this feat through harmonization of collective aspiration and synergy of effort with NAFDAC's relevant directorates, so that together we can achieve more. As a customer-focused and agency-minded organization, we are open to support more local manufacturers who have over the years shown a history of continued compliance to our extant regulations. A lot of our manufacturers are working very hard. All are working towards complying to our GMP regulations. Together, especially at a time like this in our nation's history, when the federal government has pronounced executive orders to support local manufacturing, we can replicate this achievement and propel more local manufacturers to attain similar global recognition.
You are still watching NAFDAC and Your Health. The program continues shortly. Welcome back. You are still tuned to NAFDAC and Your Health.
One phenomenon that NAFDAC, under the leadership of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has always leveraged on to consistently record huge successes and progress in its drive to transform the agency and provide an assuredly safe health for the Nigerian populace is collaboration. The agency has also, through its great achievements, continued to attract and identify quarters and direction to look in terms of support, and like a magic wand, this has always produced great results that propel the agency. This explains the recent visit of the Governor of Benue State, Father Hyacinth Alia, to the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Christiana Adeyeye, to the agency's office in Abuja. The NAFDAC DG, expressing her delight at receiving the governor, explained the benefits the agency's office had derived from the Benue state government under the governor's leadership.
If you are from a very dirty environment, you start thinking that nothing can be better except dirt. I went to Maiduguri within the first 3 months or 4 months. Maiduguri and Yobe, and I met our staff. I was shocked and ashamed in an office where the chairs are tattered. I said, how can you even be happy? You don't have electricity at home, you don't have water, then you come to the office tattered. So we started. Well, we didn't start because I met debt, 3.2 billion plus another 500 million in 2017. And I said, in 1.5 years, we will pay our debt. That if it were in the US, where I spent 37 years, NAFDAC would have been declared bankrupt. And a financial house will come to manage their finances. But we didn't even have money. I called the PwC, Price Waterhouse, at that point to ask them. When they told me how much it is going to cost, okay, I will do the management myself. This is my accountant. Within a year, we paid off 3.2 billion. We paid our debt in 1 year. And then we started thinking of our environment. We have 28 projects now across the country, state offices. We have been building. Why? Because the staff has to feel part that they get into their office. It's not anything outrageous, but it's clean. You know, they have chairs that are okay, you know, tables. Because 8 hours is a long time during the day. It's about 2/3 of your wake-up time, and they need to feel good. But it's not just that too. It's our micro, small, medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs. Many of our offices, most of our offices were in the National Secretariat, Federal Secretariat, 4th floor, 5th floor, 6th floor. And you go there tattered. And customers, they want to bring samples. Climbing 5 stairs, you know, upstairs, you know, five flight cases, you know, to bring sample. So it is for our staff to feel part, and for our customers to know that they can be proud. And I asked them when I got to Maiduguri, I said, when a customer comes here and see you sitting on a tattered chair, what do you think that customer will do? So the governor, without asking, gave us a land in Benue, in Makodi. Without asking, C of O just flew out. But I want to thank the governor, His Excellency, again, for making things happen.
Responding, the Benue State Governor expressed his delight to be at NAFDAC and pledged his readiness to be NAFDAC's partner in safeguarding the health of his people.
Lots of reforms. We need to move from where we are truly ought to be in development, in businesses, and what can help us. Things are going to change within our environment. You know, small businesses will even be more enthused and encouraged to know that, okay, we don't have to travel all the way to Kaduna or Enugu, they are right here. So why are you not getting engaged in some business? You know, you want those who are there to help you to make things right, to give you the direction, you know, to teach you on what you can do to improve the lot. And that would help. So one, I'm quite excited to be here for the very first time. So thank you for giving me a good reason to be here. And we appreciate the hard work you do. Being your fan on the televisions, we only watch on the televisions, and we just know that some people call you workaholic. So I'm so happy now to know that, you know, the results are being yielded, you know, and then hearing that there's a lot of transformation.
On the request of pharmacist Mrs. Uchenna Elumuwa, the NAFDAC Director of Pharmacovigilance, to the governor that the governor should help set up committees that would ensure safety monitoring of medicines in the state, Governor Alia assured that the healthcare facilities in Benue State have undergone great transformations, adding that the state is open to innovations and welcomes ideas that can improve the lot of his people.
The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Cuban Ambassador, Her Excellency Mrs. Miriam Morales Palmero, at the Cuban Embassy to unlock trade opportunities in the pharmaceutical sector. The Memorandum of Understanding signed between the Cuban Center for State Control of Drugs and Medical Devices, SECMED, and National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is to strengthen good regulatory practices and mechanisms for recognizing regulatory decisions from parties. Main of the Investigation and Enforcement Directorate of NAFDAC, acting on intelligence reports, recently carried out enforcement operations at Lagos Island and environs. A thorough surveillance by the team led to the discovery of illegal production of different brands of alcoholic beverages in some identical locations which were being sold and distributed in the open market. Sequel to the discovery, a team of investigation and enforcement officers visited the identified location at Okeari Market, Lagos Island. Rooms converted to illegal production factories where various drinks and beverages were being produced were discovered. Items found at the locations were many plastic mixing tanks containing improvised filters, several cartons of empty bottles of different brands of alcoholic beverages with their labels intact, corks, empty packing materials and cartons. Also discovered were already produced and packaged drinks. Over 2,000 cartons of empty bottles and bottles filled with different brands of alcoholic beverages were discovered and evacuated from the locations. The street value of the items evacuated is estimated to be 200 million naira. 3 suspects were arrested in connection with the illegal production. They were Mr. Ikenna Daniel Ndeka, Mr. Innocent Chike, and Mr. Chukwu John. Investigations are ongoing and the suspects will be prosecuted upon conclusion of the investigations. NAFDAC therefore appeals to the members of the public to be vigilant and exercise caution when purchasing beverages, particularly alcoholic beverages this period, by possibly verifying the supply sources and report suspicious activities to the nearest NAFDAC office. NAFDAC will always ensure continuous surveillance and heightened rates on these unwholesome practices, and the agency will continue to enforce regulations governing regulated products in Nigeria. That was NAFDAC Update. You have been updated.
That has been our package on this edition of the program. We shall be back again, same time, same station next week with another informative package. Remember to reach out to NAFDAC if you have any information that could help the agency's efforts to safeguard the health of the nation.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Do not engage in the production, importation, distribution, advertising, and selling of unwholesome food products, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment. These are unlawful acts that attract criminal charges. Do not hesitate to expose those who engage in them. Let us join hands together to make Nigeria a healthy nation. Till we meet again next week, stay safe.